Good day, friends. Mac with 2 Impact here with you today. And I wanted to share an awesome book that I just finished reading, which is Dale Partridge's People Over Profit. Now, the reason I chose this book is because my love for customer service, it just resonated with me. I'm thinking this book has got to make a connection to that. And with customer service, the principles and the foundation of customer service being we should value others more than ourselves is exactly in line with people over profit. And Partridge speaks of 4 cycles that almost every business goes through, and I'm going to run through those real quick. They're in order. And the first one is the honest era. In the honest era, he describes as much like an infant baby. Infants exist to benefit others. They're innocent, they're sweet, and over time they grow up and they're like you and I. So, but in that stage, in the honest era, in those infant stages of a business, employees are excited. Mission and vision statements are lived out. Quality is high. Community awareness, social responsibility, all these great things. This is the good old days. What happens to make the shift from the honest era to the next, which is the efficiency era, is that companies want to increase profits, keep down the bottom line, and there's nothing wrong with that. Profits in capitalism are not dirty words. However, they are bad when that becomes the goal, and that we value people as long as they're profitable for the organization. So the efficiency, again, is streamlining procedures and processes in order to increase profits. But what happens inevitably is that they have to continue to meet customer demand. And as consumers, we don't help the marketplace by constantly looking for the fastest, the cheapest, the quickest. Online shopping is a great example of that. And I'm not totally against online shopping. I do some of it. But again, we contribute to manufacturers and organizations, dropping quality and dropping prices and outsourcing. Now, when the efficiency becomes an addiction for companies in order to satisfy the consumer's insatiable thirst for cheaper, quicker, faster, that's when they slip into the deceptive area because they can't maintain that pace. They have to compromise their values and their missions. So what you start to see is unscrupulous business practices, deceptive advertising, poor quality, dishonesty. And as a result, customers become leery, they become smart, and they disconnect from these companies. And during this time, companies have a choice to make. Do they continue this path, which is a destructive path, and eventually will go bankrupt and cease to exist, or do they right the ship? And if they do decide to right the ship, that's when they enter the 4th and final cycle, which is called the apologetic era. And one of the examples that the book uses is Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza, created in the 60s, was created off quality, fast, and free delivery. During the mid-80s, they had a huge growth expansion. And that's when they started making compromises in their quality and their customer service. And in 2009, their stock dropped to an all-time low. It plummeted. So the executives at Domino's had a decision to make, and that decision was to right the ship. And I'm not a fan of Domino's Pizza, but I'm an absolute fan of what they did because it took courage that most companies and honestly most individuals would not have. And they say, we screwed up. We messed up big time, but we're going to fix it. They even went so far as to do a national ad campaign acknowledging their mistakes, but committing to getting back to their roots and improving. So there are a handful of companies that have always remained in the honest era. And the book talks about 7 principles and 7 beliefs, I should say. Can't get into those in this video. Maybe in another video we'll talk about it, or I encourage you to buy the book. But some of those companies that we know, we trust, we rely on, they're household names, they're leaders in their industries, are Chick-fil-A, Whole Foods, REI Sporting Goods, Patagonia, In-N-Out Burgers. These are companies that have made a commitment to hold true to their values and their missions, not to compromise them, and to always place people over profit. Friends, I highly encourage this book, and I hope you get it. I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to ask me some questions, comments on it, and thank you again for your time, and we'll see you soon.